Greetings. So, I'm going to get into some algorithms today. This week I've been busy discussing the state's attorney's office out of Maryland and how corrupt they are. And I stumbled on a bit of information that's so controversial that I have to wait for a second and put everything together for you to see and understand how our Baltimore State's Attorney's Office and our Maryland State's Attorney's Office is directly connected to the pedophilia ring. But for the folks who aren't familiar with my content, I am Santana. I used to be, but they call me Can You Dig It? And I have a particular set of eyes that have allowed me to see things that are obvious to me and not so obvious to others. So by simply pointing them out to you and showing them to you, it'll allow you to see how humanity is being systematically sacrificed. I want you to understand that we are living in a simulation. And this simulation, there's rules to the simulation, but humanity, most of mankind, are nowhere near of the rules, the real rules of the simulation. So I want you to understand that life is like a video game, except they gave the system, somehow the system has control of all of the rules and knows everything, and they teach us the opposite. So upon looking at sacrifices and so forth, I stumbled upon a pattern. We've called this pattern the Santana effect. And what we've noticed from this pattern is major catastrophes that we've seen over our life, parents' life, grandparents' life. We found that 90% of them are not accidents, they are man-made tragedies and are just complete lies. And when people give their energy to the lie, 13 years later, a great energy is produced. So you're going to find that after every major catastrophe that you look at America, September 11th, Oklahoma City, Columbine, Sandy Hook, Boston Marathon, Hurricane Katrina, Tulsa Massacre, everything you saw and thought that it was just a random act, an accident, all of this is being performed by our government and our system. So I thought it'd be cool to start off with John F. Kennedy and explain how it works. The real rules to this simulation that we're in is the people who do it first are recognized and noticed by the system. And once the system notices and recognizes them, they get a humongous power, energy 13 years later. What I've also found is that when they kill a person who's supposed to receive a major energy, they're allowed to steal the person's energy. And JFK is a perfect example of it. So I'm starting with JFK. I'm going to do about 5 more today, hopefully. I'm going to go over Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm going to go over Ted Bundy. I'm going to go over the David Koresh, Branch Davidian, Waco, Texas. So I'm going to go over those today, and I'm going to make them short so you can just look in and if you could, follow along with me. If you have a computer, you can look for yourself. I'm going to go through some things, just make things very, very simple as possible, and I want you to see how this works. So, JFK, he was our 35th president. He was elected in doesn't really matter. It does, but for the sake of this discussion, it doesn't matter. So, JFK, I want you to understand that in 1963, JFK was the most powerful man on the entire planet. He was beloved by so many. The American public absolutely adored him. They loved him because he had a couple things. JFK was a extraordinary individual. And I'm not saying that he's a good person. I'm saying that he did some extraordinary first that got noticed by this system that is keeping score that we are not aware of. So it always is the first. So you're going to find that JFK was the youngest president ever elected. So that's the first. In addition to that, he was the youngest president ever assassinated. That's another first. You're also going to find that JFK was the first president who was elected, first Catholic president. That's the first. You also find that JFK was the first president to do a televised debate. First time, JFK. So that gentleman has some very, very famous firsts. But JFK was murdered by our system and not by a person. It was murdered by our system. And his power was stolen because his power was so great that they needed to kill him to take his power and take his energy. That's the same reason why they killed Bruce Lee. The same reason why they killed his son. These people are getting sacrificed. So, because JFK was the first of so many things, and he was the president, he was the most powerful man on the planet in 1963, they chose to kill him. What I've also found is when they plan on killing you, they mark you with the number 62. So, case in point, I want you to understand that this isn't just America's system. The entire world governments are participating in this system of sacrifice, and all of them use the number 62 to mark people. And when they're advertising that they've murdered people, the number 62 is the threshold that they use to let you know that, hey, system who's watching, we killed 62 people. Case in point, do it for yourself when you have time. Google the number 62 and tragedies. And what you're going to find is that, check it out, 62 drowned off the coast of Liberia. You understand? You're going to see that more than 62 people died in this tragedy. But once they get to the threshold of 62, they don't care. So you'll see that it's not moving. So we'll just skip that one. But you see here, this is Libya. 62 people drowned. Understand, more people drowned, but once they got to the number 62, then they were like, cool. The system recognized that, okay, you get that energy from murdering those 62 people. So then, look at this place here. Tragedy strikes Dream collision truck. And where is this located? This is, let's see where this is. 62 Dreams burned. Basically, this is a situation where they killed a bunch of kids. This took place in, what country is this? Karachi. Okay? 62. Dreams burnt in the truck. You're going to keep seeing this number 62 when it comes to killing people. And check me out. Let's take a look at this. You're going to see every tragedy. This is Libya. 62 drowned off the coast of Libya. This is Portugal. And how many people you think died in this fire in Portugal? Fire kills 62. You dig? Check it out. They sacrificing us, and they keep using the number 62 to kill us. 62 migrants, African, died here. What's this? What's that? 62 died in the 62-year-old whatever. I don't see that one. 62. Let me give you some more. You're going to see that the threshold is 62, and that number 62, they mark you with that number 62 to let you know, hey, this person is about to die. So let's kill him, so we can get the power that this energy that gives you for killing people. You're gonna see that Univision. No, forget that one. 62 Fool. Check it out. Prelude to Tragedy. Fantastic. I gotta read that book. Check it out. Also, you're going to find that getting marked with 62. Here you go. African migrants, 62 drowned. Raging rainforest in Portugal, 62 down, 62 burned. Red Sea, 62 dead, Deathless Crossing. Penn Quarry, 62-year-old worker died. Tina Turner's son just died. Rest in peace. 62 years old. The 62 is the number they mark you with death. That's a scary, scary number. Check it out. 62 people killed in Romanian blast. You understand? They get to the number 62. That number 62 is an indicator of death. Okay? So you look at JFK. JFK was an extraordinary character. He did so many things at such a young age. He was murdered in 1963, and the way they marked him was he was marked a different way. They can put the number 62 in a number of things. Like you're gonna find that. Check it out. It's crazy. This 62 thing is so crazy. You're gonna find that even there's a highway in California, Highway 62. Let me see if I can find it for you. Check it out. I got an even better one. How about planes? We're gonna look at planes and just put planes behind it. Number 62 in tragedy, planes. I haven't done this search, but you're gonna see that these planes, Indonesia passenger plane. See, I don't know these things, but just put it in there. 62 go missing. You understand? Lot 55, the stories of Poland, aviation disaster, and look at that. What's that? 62. You dig? Okay, well, it says images for 62. Here's another one. 2 Indians among 62 dead in Fly Dubai. Understand, it's not just America. You don't think it's just America's a devil. The entire system that we're operating with in all the countries are operating in this sacrifice. Look at this. Indonesia crash, 62, poor system. Munich disaster, 62, years from, oh, bye-bye, I didn't see that. Okay, but day after the plane, Indonesia crash, 62. Check it out. Check out buses. Like everything, they let you know. And here's the thing. If it's 65 people who died, they let you know at least 62 people died. Let's say bus. Bus. Check it out. There you go. Pakistan bus. C62 killed. Images of bus. Let's check it out. Let's see if we got some more buses. So I want you to understand. They mark people and they have to kill at least 62 people to get the energy. Call me crazy, but listen, this is what it is. So check me out. Let's go to 62 again. Let's see 62 and anything. Tragedy. Boat. Let's look at boat. They're always telling you we kill our number of people, we deserve our reward. In anything. Boat tragedies. Check it out. I think we did boats already. Yeah, we did boats already. Okay. So, with JFK, they marked JFK on October the 9th, 1963. And he was marked with the number 62 right here. JFK, news conference 62, October 9th, 1963. You dig? So he was marked with the 62 on this news conference in 1963, October the 9th. And he was killed 1 month later, 1963. Okay? So, why kill FJ? Why kill JFK? Well, you have to understand that JFK was the most powerful man on the planet in 1963. So to take his power, they had to murder him, and for them to be able to get his power, they have to do it publicly. And your dumb ass gotta believe the fucking lie, and you're listening and you believe it and you went for it. So with this algorithm, we found that 13 years later, the region. So I want you to understand that how people get rewarded from it is the area, the region, the city, sometimes the exact spot. It's got to be regional. So don't say, well, how do we know who got the energy? The way you know a person got the energy is because Oklahoma City bombing took place in 1995. In 2008, Oklahoma City Thunder got the team. The Boston Marathon took place in 2013. 2026, Boston gets the World Cup. It's regional. So if anybody want to say, well, what about, don't, just listen and don't listen and stop trying to be smarter than me and just learn something. So they had to kill JFK. And they killed him in Dallas, America's city, America's team. But remember, JFK is the president of all America. So 13 years later, what came 13 years after JFK? It's 1976. In 1976 was the creation of this company. Have you ever heard of Apple? Anybody ever heard of Apple? Well, the reason why you have an iPhone right now is because in 1976, a company was created by the name of Apple, 13 years after the murder of our president, the most powerful person on the planet. And if you look at Apple right now, you're going to find that Apple is the highest grossing company in the world. What a coincidence. So, they killed JFK to steal his power. That's why they sacrificing these rappers and so forth. So there's a system in place that we are allowing to just lie to us. We go along with it, give them our energy and our power, and 13 years later, they get to do what the fuck they want to do. So if you want to know why JFK is dead, it's because we were allowed to create Apple. And Apple was the highest grossing company by revenue in the world. Okay? So, for those who aren't familiar with my content, go to my Rumble page. It's Can You Dig It 1111 on Rumble. Can You Dig It? It has everything in it. I go through multiple algorithms. I go through. It helps you catch up if you're not familiar with this pattern. But I go into Nuremberg. I go into Aaliyah's sacrifice. I go into Cat Williams' sacrifice. This was the number 13. This is George Floyd's sacrifice, the Kanye West mother sacrifice. Check it out. I'm going to stay on JFK for now because I don't want to get off track because I'm known to do so. But what I'm simply saying to you is this thing right here, known as the iPhone from Apple, is responsible for the murder of JFK. So, I'm going to keep this quick and short. Again, really briefly, it's the first JFK. Number 62 is how they're killing us. He was marked October 9th, 1963. He died a month later, November 22nd, 1963, at 46 years old. And he was marked then. So, for those who wanted to know why JFK was assassinated, there's your answer. Anybody who don't want to listen to it, don't listen. But I'm going to go and start the Jeffrey Dahmer one next. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I have 118 videos on my Rumble page. I go through so many things. I even tell you who the Antichrist is on the Rumble channel if you're watching this on YouTube, because Rumble allows me to say things that YouTube, the Gestapo, won't allow you to say. So, if anybody wanted to ever question why JFK was murdered, well, there's your answer. Can you dig it?